Hello, I'm Mantastic'c and Fantastic, and today I'm going to be talking about my Natsuru Royal Oak team that I used to clear SR3 with the new Mori and Buff Owl evolutions. So I kind of wanted to have the theme of using those two Pantheon cards because I think they're great and they definitely play well on Natsuru Oak teams because Amon, once transforms, converts red to water, so double Oak teams is completely redundant. So let me talk about all the the cards I chose and why, and their latents and inherits. So for my Natsuru, I chose Jammer Surge because I don't need leader swap. Doesn't matter who I get swapped into, every single person is a legitimate leader. I don't need skill delay resist, so I rather take a Surge to counteract mechanics. Countering mechanics is great. The SDRs won't do any good. Can't take double damage cap because you're transforming. For Blue Albert, I chose Skill Boost Plus as his Super Awakening, and Albert is just the best water cleric I can have. On 7x6, 3 more seconds of movement time is a big deal. Double caps with relative ease. Full cleric also gives you an RCV buff. Great stuff all around. And I chose Skill Boost Plus because I found a way to get blind resist, but more importantly, I need exactly 20 skill boost to do what I do to transform. And I have a perfect way to flow my transformation because I enter a dungeon, I delay, eventually haste with Amon to transform him, activate Royal Oak just before I get hit, sweep the first floor after transforming Royal Oak, and then use the Misty Rain inherited on Albert, which gives me a 3-turn delay and gives me an RCV and movement time buff, which counters floor 2 completely. So I sweep floor 1 as soon as they're about to hit after Kaiba's delay, after transforming Oak, and then Misty Rain, and then just wait for everything to transform back again. One thing that's interesting about Natsuru is that she has, she's vulnerable to bind, so I chose Yuri's weapon. It's actually Zordon's face mask, but Zordon doesn't exist in Pad DB, so I just chose Glacial Tomahawk because it's the same idea. Bind immunity with 4 water Rose. And Rose are just superior to Royal Oak because it benefits the entire team. Kaiba's on here because Kaiba is the best option for me for light coverage. Other good options is if you have Rex. And if you have Rex, you must inherit a delay on top of it in order to actually utilize the delay for floor 1 and transform safely. Kaiba also gives me that shield towards the end of the dungeon for Hexazeon, but Mori also covers that too. So I can use Kaiba to delay the Augites, Kaiba to delay the water absorb from one of the Chaos Gore face. I can't remember which one does the water, but one of them could absorb water. So you can delay that and then have a good time all around. VDP Super Awakening, so he can double damage cap when you need to VDP. Gojo's Blindfold. I don't think I really used the actual inherit attached to this. It's more so it gave me 2 blind resists and a skill boost, which is something I needed. And the team RCV is obviously great icing on the cake, so to speak. But I wanted to make sure I hit 100% blind resist. So Gojo's headband does work. If Kaiba does overcharge, at least it preserves the idea that I have a damage reduction of some kind and a delay. But it's not as mandatory. If you find ways to cover blind resist creatively, you may not necessarily need Gojo's. Maybe some other delay would be acceptable. For Mori Montanari, I have 10 combo Super Awakening so he can double damage cap of ease, 4 skill boost, Jammer, Super Jammer resist, some Water Rose, and their active skill removes orb blocks, which I guess can be useful situationally, and changes the board to fire and water, and then 75% damage reduction for 2 turns. This 75% damage reduction for 2 turns is amazing because against Hexazeon at the very end, I have a bigger window of pushing him below 50%. I don't want to count his turn timer in order to avoid his weird cycling ability that overwrites his negative 50% hit that he does for the first time. So 2 turns buys that safety. But if you are going to use Mori's active, always use Oak or Amon before you use Mori's active because they both would convert fire to water. So you want to use their actives first to give their respective buffs and then use Mori. And on the 7x6 board, there's a strong chance you have a ton of water orbs anyways. For their inherit, I chose the Boar Helmet because I need 2 turns of damage absorption cancellation, and this weapon gives a skill boost, which I need, and lots of health. More health is great. I have this amount of health after I fully transform, so let's just take a look at that. And the reason why this is important is because if you get Gremory, you're probably going to die in most cases anyways, but if you get Gremory, at least you have a chance of tanking the preemptives on, say, Senri or Albert afterwards, kind of. But Gremory is just kind of a death sentence to a certain extent for this team because Natsuru has no damage reduction. It's all pure health. And Gremory just keeps changing your health, and it makes Albert or Senri's preemptive somewhat devastating. But the idea is at least it gives you more health, that it gives you a chance you might survive. Chance. For Amon, the buffest owl is actually surprisingly great on this team. Like, Mori is there for red coverage, and I think Mori is one of the best red coverages available because it brings value and damage to the team. Kaiba's light. Albert technically overlaps with Royal Oak, and then Natsuru obviously is wood to begin with. But Amon, with his transform state, has lots of 4/7 combos, a VDP, and 3 rows. So he's helping everyone do more damage. He does lots of damage on his own. And in fact, his active skill gives him a 3x attack buff just for himself. So that means it stacks with Natsuro's buff. It stacks with Royal Oak's buff. It will obviously be compounded alongside of all the rows you're making. So in fact, whenever I use Amon's active skill, I oftentimes cap on his sub attribute. So it's not double capping, it's 2 damage caps. Pretty cool for a transforming card. And then it also changes fire and hazards to water, which is great because I don't have 100% poison resist, so I can at least take away the poison orbs with Amon's active skill and not have to actually worry about it. I think he's great in this team. The biggest drawback is he doesn't have a unique subcolor pre-transform. So for all attribute requirements, it is more difficult to work it in. If I was trying to farm the Yin and Yang dragons, I can't bring Amon onto the team because I wouldn't have enough color coverage otherwise, because the dragon also has no color coverage, unfortunately. And then finally, Royal Oak has a weapon assist, a bind immunity, skill boost, some OEs. The weapon assist on Amon is a skill boost, bind immunity, which is completely irrelevant, and 60% blind resist. So between Gojo and the Green Odin weapon, I have 100% blind resist. It was basically just a way for me to find a creative way to have at least 20 skill boosts before when I enter a dungeon and have 100% blind resist, because Mori already gives jammer resist. I don't resist Cloud, which never was an issue. I don't resist Poison, which is heavily mitigated by the fact that Amon does convert poison into water orbs. And that's the team essentially. Like, there are possible workarounds. Like, you don't have to use Amon, you don't have to use Mori. Well, Mori I think is great for the red coverage, but Amon definitely could be something else potentially, because again, you didn't need color coverage. Albert is just the best cleric, but I guess if you have things like, say, Chun-Li, or you have possibly other clerics you might be able to justify using, you could possibly use them. But as a whole, this team has the potential to do 10 damage caps, because Natsuru gets 1, Albert's 2, Kaiba's 2, Mori's 2, Amon is 2 as well, because it's sub-attribute, and then 1 from Oak, so 10 potentially. So 20 billion damage is feasible every single turn, especially when Amon does his active skill. It makes damage calculations much more easy, and then for the VDP damage, it's 1 from Natsuru, 2 from Oak, 4 from Kaiba, and then potentially 6 from Amon. So in terms of damage output, it does make a difference. Kaiba's delay is great because after you get leader swapped, you can delay floor 8 if things go wrong, especially if it's Parvati. So with that being said, let us enjoy the actual gameplay footage. Okay, delay with Kaiba, and then Natsuru to... Oh, whoops, didn't mean to cascade those water orbs like that. I'm trying to save my water orbs, that's my goal. Gotta keep these water orbs hidden. Buff Owl to transform. I don't get water orbs, and when I did, it's cascaded and took away them. Okay, Gung Ho, I see what it's doing. I see your plan. Well, at least there are some water orbs on the board this time. Alright, I gotta use Amon here. It's okay. Like, no! Stop leaving my screen without my consent! Jeez. Okay, this is tilting. It's like, the dungeon's already hard enough. Now I have to play around my stylus or finger, it doesn't matter which one, going out on me repeatedly. Okay, Misty Rain to delay here. I took 2 more turns than necessary. It doesn't make a difference in terms of what I would do. I guess I could just go faster. So I could just stall less on this floor, I guess. Nope, my device is not. Ah, jeez. Give up a little bit almost. Okay, let's go to finger. I guess I'll just save Natsuru's transformation for later. I'll play left-handed, maybe. This might be better. Okay. I'll Oak and Natsuru, and then I'm a little unsynchronized in terms of active, so I just need to be mindful of that. My active skills cycling is a bit off. Alright. Let's Oak. Let's Natsuru. No! Oh my goodness, you saw it spin around off my screen, but it came back somehow. Okay, I'll use my owl. Actually, I don't even need my owl. I like owling next floor because he gives me... what's it called? It gives me a way to remove bomb orbs without any pressure. So I'm just going to stall for a turn then. Or at least not use Amon. If this kills, it kills. Okay. Whatever. That's fine. I'm on track again. Alright, we're back to our normal routine. So, well, Albert, just to clear off the Awoken Bind. Amon to clear off the bombs and change red to happiness. Okay, I sweep the floor, I go to the next one. I'm back on track. Alright, a little less problems on my board in a moment. Not much less, though, but a little less. Alright, so I now have no more sticky blind and no more tape. And the cloud in the top corner is actually pretty easy to deal with. Alrighty, I'm going to reevaluate my board to see if I have enough red to go for a kill, and then I'll start using the inherits. Splish splash, you're dead. Oh. Wait, you're in one. You're also in one. What did I do wrong here? I need to do something, though. Okay. I need to make sure I'm not out of sync again. I did something wrong. Can't remember what it was now. So all I need to do is just oak this floor here. So Kaiba as a leader is safe in a sense that, like, it's still a real leader. So let's see who it is. If it's Minerva, I don't need to delay. I need 2 VDPs to kill her. I just need to be mindful of the fact that I might overkill. Wait, how much do you have? How much health does Minerva have again? Let me double check. 15 billion. I can do how many caps worth of damage? Let's count. Kaiba's 2, Natsuru's 1. Amon will be 2. That's 5 caps. That's not enough. 6 caps of oak. That's still not enough. I need to make a VDP and, like, nothing else. Okay, now I'm okay. I can kill it now. Alright, this will definitely kill because I actually made a conscious effort to do more damage. Excellent. Kaiba's still an okay leader, even... yeah, I have enough damage reduction to live. I still have Kaiba in hand in case things go bad. Let's use Amon. Let's use Natsuru. Excellent work. I'll bridge this up. You again. Alright. Gotta be careful of not overkilling it somehow. You know what? Maybe what I'll do is not use... I'll use Royal Oak while I have no Awakenings, and then I'll Albrecht to clear. Therefore, I don't get my attack buff, which means it should be easier to not kill it. And I'll only match 5. Oh, that was a blob in there. Whoops. It's okay. I don't have my attack buff. Oh, I do have something from Albrecht. Never mind. It's okay. Now I'm okay. I'll kill it now. The idea is I just undershoot it. I guess, let's see. I looped around those orbs, but it should die. I should only do a little bit of damage to him, and then he's fine to deal with. Alright. Grandis is fine. I want to double check something. So, Grandis does nothing when he's below half health. Let me double check my leader skill. So, if I link 6 water orbs, I have enough auto-follow attack to kill him in 2 turns, which will buy me time for Albrecht to charge up. So that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to match exactly 6, but not too many other combos. Perfect. It bought me one more time. And now I just need to make sure I'll just kill it like normal. Okay, I got as many turns as I was allowed. Gojo's up in case I need emergency. Mori's in 3. I have to swipe this, unfortunately. I do at least have enough health to not die, which is pleasant. Alrighty, damage up everywhere. Okay, what do you do under half health? Not kill me, thankfully. Okay, excellent, Senri. Goodbye. Raphael should be easy. One shot. Okay, you're very dead. I don't see how you live, Raphael. Okay, so I have Albrecht up. I can just VDP to my heart's content. Less movement time is a little awkward. So what I'm going to do is just not even try to VDP, because I don't want to just mess up. So I'm going to instead just... Oh, it still does pretty good tickle damage. Alright, this is where I need it. Albrecht. Okay, I'm confident this dies now. Yep, perfect. Alrighty, so I have multiple shields, so I don't need both Kaiba and Mori, so I find it's better to just use Kaiba's delay on this part here, just to bypass these Augites, because that absorb could get trolly, like super trolly. And Mori has no chance of overcharging. I'm going to get there by 17 turns. There's no way I won't. Didn't mean to match those blue orbs. I have to wait for the absorb to go away anyways. Nice. Don't use up all my water orbs. Yuck. Alright, can receive damage now. So I need to be mindful of how much damage I deal, and I'll just pay attention. I have just enough orbs, amusingly. Red is my friend anyways. Do that one more time, then I have to Mori. Okay, I have to Mori here. Okay, I can use big Mori, so Oak first. Then Mori. And I have 2 turns of this shield in case something goes really wrong. But it didn't, so we're fine. Bridged first. Big heals. Now I don't know if this is how much health left, so I feel like I want to tickle him down a little bit, and that's it. Just tickle. Tickle, tickle, tickle. Alright, now I definitely can kill it. For sure. And that should be everything. Outstanding. This team does feel consistent. Like, what kills me is my device failing. Like, I just stop losing connectivity to the screen. Like, I feel pretty smooth. Amon feels pretty great on this... Amon, whatever. The buff owl feels great on this team. And Mori is also forgiving because when you think about it, with 2 turns of 75% damage reduction, you get much more wiggle room in terms of how you kill Hexazeon. You don't have to, like, count his move set and be like, oh, is it going to be like the special, like, I don't hit you for my regular hit, it's my special hit instead. So I think Mori's a great addition. Amon is great as well. It's keeps the orbs flowing so easily, and they do get 2 damage caps worth every time you use their active skill. So as a whole, I like this team. Obviously, it's not going to be able to farm the blue or yin and yang dragons because Amon just takes up that slot. So hopefully this video provides you some insight as to what you can do to tackle this dungeon. I wish you all the very best luck in your own pad adventures, and happy puzzling.